Fantasy Hero alongside Brad Pickett for MMAfighting.com. Brad Pickett will be fighting Francisco Rivera at UFC Fight Night 84 in London, England. Brad, first off, you had your first promotion event of Rise of Champions. How did that go?
It ran really well on the night. A lot of work went into it. It was hard. Well, it wasn't easy, but me and my coach Mickey, we decided to do it, and we've both been in the game for a very long time, been around the local scenes, been to a lot of shows, the highest level, the lowest level. So we have a good interpretation of how we want our show to look. So we thought we could run a good, successful small show, and it did. It went really well. It's predominantly amateurs. We have like a pro main card. Most of the card is amateurs, and it's basically what it is. It's like with the name Rise of Champions. It's kind of like, for us, it's a stepping stone for people to try and get just onto the circuit from amateur level, going on to pro, and just help people build their careers. And we wanted things to run not just well in front of camera, like in the cage and around that sort of side of things. We wanted things to run well behind the scenes. Where I've been a fighter for many years, I've been behind the scenes, and I know how important it is to look after fighters. So that was one of my main keys. And also have really good matchmaking.
Now, I've interviewed you before at Fight Time Promotions, which is a local promotion down here in South Florida. Did that at all help you out through this process, being in the local scene and seeing how that works?
Well, yeah, not just Fight Time. I mean, any small show I've been to, you always think, oh, that's a good idea, okay, I won't do that. And you see how things are run, and obviously then you try and implement that yourself. Obviously, even with my first show, there's things that I didn't quite think worked as well, or things I think I could make better. And that's the thing. Me and Mickey are trying to build a brand, so you don't build a brand in one show. You build a brand over a period of shows, and I don't want to just come in, grow too big too fast, and then just be gone. I want to just have a slow burner sort of thing. At the moment, it's like not my source of income. I'm still a professional fighter, so it's not my priority at the moment. So in between my fights, I will do shows.
Now, is that the idea though, perhaps to make money and have that sort of as a retirement plan in the future?
Isn't what it is at the moment. Obviously, I know that I'm no spring chicken, so I've got to start planting seeds and see which ones grow, which ones don't. And at the moment, I'm not in doing the promotion and get a game with a thought that I need to make money, because whatever money we do earn from the show, we would always put back into the show to make the next show better, and that's how me and Mickey want to do it. So I wouldn't say it would be my job. I don't think, unless you're Dana White, you could earn a full-time living from promoting.
Now, obviously we're here at ATT Coconut Creek, which is the new facility that you guys built up. How is the team morale going on? Because obviously new facility, everything's new, but at the same time I know some UFC fighters from ATT have had some USADA violations. How is the team morale right now?
The team's great. I mean, that sort of stuff doesn't really affect us. Me personally when I'm training. Obviously affect those guys personally, and it's going to pee off the coaches and all that sort of stuff. But as morale, I'm having a good laugh here. All my training partners are the same, and we'll always have a good laugh and stuff like that. And it's a family environment here, So what people do in their own time is what they do in their own time,
So you're fighting Francisco Rivera, but originally you were supposed to fight Henry Briones. How do you like that change?
I think stylistically it's going to be a fun fight for the fans. Stylistically it wasn't too different. I think both guys are punchers. I'm a puncher as well, so it's going to be an exciting fight. I think the fans are more happy with this matchup because I think they know him more. He's been a lot of high-profile fights, and and they've seen his style is exciting, and they know what my style is, and they think, and rightly so, it's going to be an exciting fight.
Now, as an objective observer, it's safe to say that Francisco Rivera perhaps is a tougher fight than Henry Briones. Francisco Rivera's been around for a while. He's a veteran. and he's had more UFC experience. When you got the announcement that you were gonna fight Rivera, how did you feel? Was it like, oh cool, a bigger challenge, a tougher challenge, or perhaps was hey, this is a bit more difficult?
You can't pick and choose your opponents when you're in the UFC. That's what I mean. When you get to the UFC, you need to be ready to fight anyone. And I fought anyone they've put in front of me. Yeah, I think it's a tougher fight, maybe more of a high-profile fight. But man, like I'm happy to get an opponent. Like my opponent pulled out. I'd rather fight someone than not. I'd rather fight King Godzilla or something. Than nobody. So. I'm glad that he accepted the fight, and I get to duke it out in my hometown. I mean, that was my main scare, not having an opponent.
Now, a lot of people in the recent interviews that you've been doing, retirement's been, brought up. You're 37 years old. How long do you want to keep on fighting?
Well, it all depends. It's like age is a number. It's how my body feels. And at the moment, yet again, as in my training camp, I'm feeling great. I feel really good. I'm competing with all the younger guys in the gym and doing really well. But I need to translate that into my fights. Obviously, everyone said in my last fight I looked great, but then I got beat. It's like it kind of sucks when people saying you're looking great, then you end up getting beat. At the end of the day, it's my job to win. So I need to keep winning and stay relevant. So am I looking to retire? No, not really. But if UFC get rid of me, I probably will retire. So I'm fighting for my job now, not fighting for shall I do it or not do it. My motivation is always still there, and I've just had my first kid. That's motivated me now. I want to put food on the table for my child, and I don't see me earning money as much as this doing a regular 9 to 5. So I want to try and fight as long as I can, but obviously with my health intact. And like I say, at the moment I'm feeling great.
So if the hypothetical environment, if the UFC were to get rid of you, you wouldn't consider fighting in another promotion?
No, because then that probably would be totally down just to money, and I don't fight just for money. A little bit more now, I guess, because my child, I want to put food on the table. But I think hopefully I've done enough within the UFC for them to say, hey, look, maybe I could work for the UFC in some way back in Europe and help the European market grow.
Now, people might not know this, but you're probably the best pound-for-pound prankster here at ATT. Have you done any pranks in this training camp?
I've done a few. I've done actually a really good one the other day. One of my friends called Palu, he came over from England, and he was telling me that this guy on Facebook keeps sending him messages and that sort of stuff, and obviously he wants to meet up and that kind of thing. And I was like, oh man, let me have a look at that. He showed me his phone, and I was reading messages and stuff, and I'm like, man, what's he doing? So at the end of it, how could you give someone your open phone for a conversation? And I'd say, I'll just be like, hey mate, let's hook up. And then I sang kiss kiss, and then I gave him back the phone, and he didn't let him know. And then this guy's been bombarding him with messages, hey yeah, let's meet up, I can't wait to meet up. And so basically I've opened the door there to some nice guy who wants a piece of Palu's ass.
Well, Brad, thank you so much for your time as always. Best of luck in your fight. This is Danny Segura for MMAfighting.com.